I feel like boxing for me, it's like a puzzle. And I believe with the right preparation, I don't think that there's a puzzle I can't solve.
I don't believe in puzzles, man. I believe in there are two men inside the ring, two warriors, and the question is who got more will, more determination, more courage, more desire for win. That's how I look at boxing. I don't believe in puzzles and strategies and tactics and game. I'll throw him out of the ring. I'm fucking animal, man. So I'll throw him out.
Says he's an animal. I'm gonna make him jack.
The tension exploded as Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic faced off during a heated press conference. Words were exchanged, emotions ran high, and the intense stare-down showed that this heavyweight clash is more than just a fight. Fans are now eagerly waiting to see who proves their dominance inside the ring.
He's a phenomenal guy, and unfortunately for Filip, it's going to be a tough night for him on August the 29th. I've never seen anybody in this business in the last 20 years that I've been involved in it work as hard as this guy does. The phenomenal effort he puts in, the dedication, the strict regimes he puts on himself, the great team he's built around himself as well, that only accentuates the talent that he's.
Frank Warren is dropping major praise on Moses. He says most heavyweights do not even turn pro until their 20s. Yet here is Moses already taking massive steps up. Warren says the whole team believes in him so much that they made this huge fight happen. That is a serious statement.
Now Moses is still a young man finding his way through, or working his way through in this sport. Most guys don't even turn pro till they're as heavyweights. You think all the big names till they're in their 23, 24 years of age. And this, as we say, is a step up, but we believe in him. That's why we made the fight.
Eddie Hearn just gave Moses one of the biggest compliments possible. He says you simply cannot take anything away from this kid. Now it is time to see him against someone active, someone durable, someone in their prime. Hearn believes Moses is more than ready for that next big step.
But you can't take anything away from Moses. I mean, he's a very special fighter, but now it's time to see him in with someone live and active and durable in their prime, and he's easily good enough to mix it with guys like this. And now it's time.
Even a legend like David Benavidez cannot stop watching this rising star. He says he loves keeping an eye on young talent coming up, and this fighter has had his attention for a long time now. Benavidez points out the sharp defense, the smart counter shots, the dangerous power hiding underneath it all. When a proven world champion like Benavidez is paying this much attention, you know something special is happening. The boxing world is watching closely, and so is he.
I like to watch the upcoming talent, and in that year, before he fought Kovalev, he was a dangerous fighter. He has a good defense, he has good counter shots, so like I said, I'll have my eye.
Spencer Oliver is giving huge respect to Moses Itauma right now. He calls him a true warrior, one of the toughest men he has ever seen come from where Moses comes from. Going from white-collar boxing all the way to world champion is one of the wildest journeys this sport has ever produced. Oliver says it is one of boxing's biggest achievements ever, full stop. That story alone makes Moses a name every boxing fan needs to respect completely.
Warren is a warrior. He's one of the toughest men I've ever seen. From where he comes from, we keep on about this, but I think that's one of the biggest boxing achievements ever, of coming from a white collar background to a world champion. It's a full blast Rocky story.
Sergio Mora breaks it all down with pure confidence. He said he talks through power, southpaw style, and smart training camp strategy for the fight ahead. Moses Itauma is the future of the entire heavyweight division. Coming from an analyst who studies fighters this closely, that statement hits hard. The whole division is on notice, and everyone in boxing right now is starting to feel it too.
The confidence is that Sanchez believes in his power. The confidence is that Itauma's also a southpaw, just like Torres, so he can use that momentum going forward. He can extend that training camp of fighting and sparring left-handers into this one. But like I keep saying, Mannix, Moses Itauma is the future of the heavyweight.
Eddie Hearn just said the wildest thing about Moses. He calls him the pound-for-pound #1 fighter still waiting to be crowned. Hearn says this kid is the most phenomenal fighter he has ever laid eyes on in his entire career, full stop. He is promising a performance nobody will ever forget. When a promoter with Hearn's experience says something like that, the whole boxing world stops and listens closely, because he has seen it all before.
Pound for pound #1 in the weighting. He is the most phenomenal fighter I've ever seen. He is going to do a job.
You've ever seen?
I've ever seen in my entire career. He's that good. And he will put on a performance.
Carl Frampton is not holding back on Moses right now. He says there are barely a handful of heavyweights on the entire planet who could even give this kid real problems today. Think about that for 1 second. Moses is still just a kid, only on his 12th or 13th fight, and already causing this much noise. Frampton says people used to laugh at him for believing this hard, but now the whole boxing world is starting to come around to his way of thinking. That is how special Moses truly is, and everybody is finally seeing it.
I don't think there's very many heavyweights on the planet at the minute that are going to give Moses Itauma too many problems. Only a handful of them, I would suggest already at this stage. And he's still a kid, and he's only had, as this is 12th or 13th fight, something like that.
13, yeah.
He's incredible, absolutely incredible. I said it, I got laughed at a wee bit, but I think people are starting to come around him.
Fabio Wardley opens up with real honesty here. He says he started boxing very late in life, so watching younger fighters with this much skill, power, and raw talent makes him a little envious, and he openly admits it. Wardley says what he has seen in the gym has been absolutely tremendous. Now it is just about waiting for the right opponent, the right moment, the right night for it all to click. Coming from a heavyweight champion himself, this kind of respect means everything, and it shows just how much talent is rising through this division right now.
He's a fantastic talent, and I'm someone who started extremely late, and for him to be 21 years old and have all that skill, power, talent is definitely something I envy. Don't get me wrong, he's great, and the stuff I've seen him pull off in the gym has been tremendous. So it's just waiting for his right time, right opponent, right moment for him to pull all that off in the ring on the...
John Fury is throwing big praise around today, but with a challenge attached. He says the time is coming, that this fighter will be massive, with all the credentials needed to prove it. But Fury wants more first. He wants to see him get hit hard on the chin and come right back swinging. He wants to see him truly tested in a real fight. That is the kind of respect that comes with expectation, and it shows just how much the entire boxing world is watching closely, waiting to see how this next chapter unfolds. Terence Crawford is giving nothing but respect to Moses right now. He says Moses is a great champion, and he has to take his hat off to him completely. Crawford calls him a strong competitor, someone he genuinely admires as a fan of the sport. Coming from a fighter as accomplished as Crawford, this kind of respect means something huge. It shows just how much Moses has earned across his entire career, fight after fight, night after night. Even rivals and fellow champions look at him and see greatness. That is the kind of respect that only comes from years of proving yourself at the very top.
When you look at Alexander Usyk and you see what he does and the relative ease in which he does it, that's what makes this guy a real maverick for me. He really is. You know, I've even changed my mind a little bit about him now, and saying that he's not an all-time.
Right here, the breakdown gets serious. Some fighters rely purely on heavy power, and some rely purely on smart defense. But this fighter's whole game is different completely. It is constant movement, constant fakes, constant jabs, and every single one of them has a real purpose behind it. Nothing here is random or wasted at all. Everything is designed to set up the next move, reading every reaction before it even happens. That is next-level fighting IQ on full display. When someone breaks down a fighter this deeply, you know they are watching something truly special unfold inside that ring.
You know, there's guys that are like heavy bangers and they rely on that, and there's guys that have, you know, good defense and they rely on that. But, his thing is like this constant movement and constant feints and jabs, and it's all with a purpose. Everything is like setting you up. Everything is reading what your reaction to this is and anticipating what your...
Moses Itauma is not backing down from anybody today. He looks straight into the camera and reminds everyone exactly who he is. He says someone else needed 11 full rounds against a fighter who was not even world class. Yet Moses finished his own opponent in just one single round. Let that sink in for a second. He says that right there proves he belongs at world-class level. No question about it. But then Moses drops something even bigger. He says accolades alone will never win a fight for you. Titles and records mean nothing once that bell rings. Only heart, only preparation, only true will inside that ring actually matters when it counts. That kind of humble confidence is exactly why so many legends keep talking about this kid. Moses knows the work never stops, and that mindset is precisely why everybody believes his time is coming very soon.
You went 11 rounds with someone that's not a world-class fighter, so I dispatched him in 1 round. So that shows that I'm a world-class fighter. But at the end of the day, like, them accolades...
This press conference says it all. Moses Itauma stands calm, cool, and fully in control, while Filip Hrgovic throws heavy words around like they can win the fight before it even starts. But real fighters don't need to shout. They let their skill do the talking, and that is exactly what Moses does here. Hrgovic calls himself an animal, promises chaos, promises to throw Moses out of the ring, yet Moses just smiles and turns it into a joke, saying he will make that animal jog instead. That kind of confidence cannot be taught. It comes from pure belief in your own ability. August 29th is now more than just a fight date. It is a moment where Moses Itauma gets the chance to prove every legend, every promoter, and every fan right. This young heavyweight is not just talking big, he is walking straight into greatness, one fearless step at a time.